All right, notes 25. We're going to write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. So problem number 1 says graph the line y equal negative 2/3 x plus 4. So I'm going to start at 4 on the y-axis, and then I'm going to go down to right 1, 2, 3, and put a point. You could have also gone up 2 and left 1, 2, 3. And you will need a straight edge for this notes, so you might want to go ahead and grab your ID or something like that. All right. Then 1b says plot the point -3, -1. So I'm going to go left 3, down 1. And 1c says now use the same slope from this point until it crosses the y-axis. So I'm going to use the -2/3. So I'm going to go down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. All right, you see that those lines are parallel. They're parallel because we've used the same slope. So the equation will be y is equal to -2/3 x, and then your y-intercept is -3. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the other one. It says without graphing, okay, use the point slope formula to find the y-intercept in order to write the equation in slope-intercept form, y equal mx plus b. So given an equation, y equal -2/3 x plus 4, which is the very first equation that we used up here on 1a, okay? So now what they're wanting us to do is write an equation of that line that is parallel to it and goes through the point -3, -1. So remember, our slope's going to be the same. So it's going to be -2/3. Remember, this order pair represents x1 and y1. And I always have you circle the second number because that's the first number we're going to actually put into this formula. So remember, we're going to put a number here in y1, in m, and in x1. So therefore, we have y minus, your y1 is a -1. So minus a -1 becomes a +1. Equals, your m is -2/3, open parenthesis, x minus a -3, which becomes a +3. All right. So we're going to bring down our y plus 1 equals, and we're going to do hippity-hoppity, distributive property. So -2/3 times x is -2/3 x. And then -2/3 times 3, you can go -2 times 3 is -6 divided by 3 gives us a -2. Then you're going to subtract 1 from both sides. And so our new equation, without graphing and using the point slope formula, is -2/3 x, and -2 minus 1 is -3. So you see we get the same equation, whether we're graphing it or whether we're using a formula. All right, let's look at problem 2. This is now perpendicular. So it says graph the given line y equal 2x minus 6. So I'm going to start down here at -6, and then the slope is 2. So if the slope is 2 and we have rise over run, that would be 2 over 1. So we're going to go rise 2 and go over 1. Rise 2 and go over 1. I use my straight edge and draw this line. Then it says plot the point -6, 2. So I'm going to go left 6, up 2. Now plot the slope perpendicular from this point until it crosses the y-axis. So remember, the original slope was 2. So the slope that's perpendicular, remember perpendicular is opposite sign. So instead of a positive, it's going to be a negative, and it's going to be flipped. Now remember that as a whole number, 2 would be 2 over 1. So we're going to flip it and make it negative. So we will go down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, until it hits the y-axis, because that's what we're needing. We have the slope, and now we're just needing the y-intercept. Okay, so our equation is going to be y equals negative 1/2 x, and the y-intercept is -1. So those lines are perpendicular. They form 90-degree angles. Their slopes are opposite signs, and they are flipped. All right. Now, what we're going to do here, it says, without graphing, just like we did with the parallel lines, use the point-slope formula to find the y-intercept in order to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So it says, given the equation y equal 2x minus 6, write an equation of a line that is perpendicular to it and goes through the point -6, 2. So remember, this is your x1 and this is your y1. We're going to circle that. And then our current slope is 2, but the new slope, which is going to be perpendicular, we figured that out on the other page, which is -1/2. So we're going to have y minus, our y1 is 2, equals -1/2, open parentheses, x minus a -6, which becomes a +6. So we have y minus 2 equals -1/2 times x is -1/2 x. And a negative times a positive is a negative, and half of 6 is 3. So now we're going to add 2 to both sides. Make sure you put the 2 underneath the like signs over here. Right here, the -3 and the 2, they're like terms. Don't try to put the 2 underneath the -1/2 because that -1/2 has an x with it. So we have -1/2 x, and -3 plus 2 is -1. So this is the same equation that we got on the other page, or right here when we were graphing it. All right, so we have some more mixed practice. So this says use both the graphing method and the point slope formula. So on number 3, we want to draw a line that's parallel to y equal x minus 4 and goes through the point -2, 1. So right now, let's go ahead and graph. We're going to graph the equation y equals x minus 4. So we're going to start at -4 on the y-axis, and then our slope is a 1. It's the number in front of x. So we're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. You can keep going. Now I'm going to draw my straight line. All right, so this is y equals x minus 4. And let's see, so our current slope is 1. So if we want it to be parallel, that means it has to be the same slope. So our new m is still going to be 1. Okay, now we're going to start at the point -2, 1. So we go left 2, up 1. And then what we're going to do is continue with our slope of 1, which means 1 over 1. So we're going to go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and really we just need a point through the y-axis. So this equation is y equals x plus our y-intercept is 3. All right, so now what we're going to do is use our point slope. So let's see, we're going to use y minus your y1 in the order pair is 1 equals the slope is 1, and then x minus your x1 is a -2, which will become a +2. So we'll have y minus 1 equals x plus 2. Then we're going to add 1 and add 1. So y equals x plus 2 plus 1 is 3. So we get the same equation that we did right up there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. Here we have perpendicular. So we have y equals 1/2 x plus 4. So we're going to start at 4. We're going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. We will draw our straight line. I'll go ahead and label this is y equals 1/2 x plus 4. So our current slope is 1/2. So our new one is, for perpendicular, is opposite sign and we flip it. So when we flip 1 over 2, that gives us 2 over 1, which is a whole number 2. And we also change it to a negative. So then it says it's going to go through the point 4, -2. So I go right 4, down 2. And then here's the thing. If I go for my new slope, -2 over 1, down to right 1, I'm going away from my y-intercept. So I need to switch and go up to left 1, up to left 1, up to left 1, and up to left 1. Draw my line. So now this equation is y equals -2x, and my y-intercept up to left 1, it's 6. I didn't draw my line very good. I just noticed. So hopefully it's a 6. I think it is. Up to left 1. I'm going from this point right here and going up to left 1. So it looks like it's at 6. We're fixing to find out, though, with our point slope. So we're going to use y minus our y1 in that order pair is a -2, which will become a +2, equals our new slope is -2. And then we have x minus our x1 is 4. All right, so we have y plus 2 equals, then we're going to hippity-hoppity. -2 times x is -2x. And -2 times -4 is +8. And then we're going to subtract 2 and put your -2 underneath the 8 over here. So y equals -2x plus 6. So you see these equations are the same.